Hey everybody, we are here with Aisha from the City Life Project, and we're going to be covering the Rizin Korea show, World Series Korea show, going on May 31st, available on Rizin.tv. Aisha, how you doing, man? I think this is our first time collaborating since the Minneapolis thing.
Yeah. Usually it's J Wolf and I covering these big. Well, I guess I was gonna say these big rising cards, but this one's not a big card, so I guess that's why he's tagged you in for this one.
Yeah, I still don't even know if they're going to be using a cage or a ring for this. I'm guessing a cage because it's a casino they're in.
You know what? I was going to ask. I couldn't find that info either, and that caveat actually probably helps some of the Korean guys who fought in small cages mostly throughout their careers, right?
Yeah, I think so. But I can't think of a casino that would actually have a ring inside because this is. So I don't know the layout of this whole place. It's called Paradise City. Every time I hear Paradise City, I'm thinking of the Guns N' Roses song.
They better play that in the intro.
Oh, if
Dude, Ryzen's creative team is damn good. Like they might.
okay, they might.
Dude, I'm so I just have to say when they flashed to Ngannou and then to Daniel James, I about like pissed myself.
Yes, yes. Oh yeah. That was.
That was awesome. That was fucking awesome. That was better than the fight.
Oh yes, yeah, oh yeah. A lot of things are better than the fight than
But
that.
anyways, yeah, Paradise City, the venue.
Yeah, Incheon, I think it's in, not Seoul. Their first time in Korea, and this, I'll compare. One of the questions between this show and the other foreign show they did, the Azerbaijan show. I think this show looks 10 times better than the Azerbaijan show.
Oh yeah, that one was like Fury FC regional quality.
Oh, I was gonna say like ACA. It felt like an ACA show, and
No,
then
AC has better quality and better production than that show. It was bad, and it's like it wasn't Ryzen's fault. It's like that's all the venue could offer. It was like an ECHL hockey friggin' quality.
But I like this because we kind of have like a Japanese versus Korea flavor, Ryzen versus mostly AFC or
Yeah, they're gonna say
Max.
Road because Road's the most popular, but it's realistically AFC with guys who've dabbled in Black Combat and Road. Which, by the way, Black Combat, kind of like Octagon is doing in Europe. That's what Black Combat's doing in Korea right now. They may be the biggest or close to being the biggest MMA organization, or at least the most popular Korean MMA organization right now. And I know Road's like the OG, and their commentary is amazing. It's free for everyone to watch globally. Like it's an awesome product. But dude, the Black Combat's production value is becoming better and better. They got the go-go dancers between every single fight, which helps. Pacing's not that bad for how big the cards are, and superior rule set, man. Like it's absolutely insane. And Jay Wolf will like this. Unlike some of the Ryzen fighters, these guys understand, and I'm quoting him, understand the assignment and go out of their way to like soccer kick each other in the face. Like it's wild, especially the Brazilians, man.
It's such an understatement to say that Black Combat's production is like I would put it on par with UFC almost. They have subtitles for the commentary. That's something that you don't rarely ever see. I don't think even Ryzen does that.
And there's a little bit of English because every time someone throws a head kick, oh,
Yeah,
head kick,
yeah.
head kick.
But also the crazy thing, what Black Combat, it's almost like watching a movie. The camera, they're using like those 4K, 8K cameras. They have these beautiful VTRs. They're giving it's like they're giving these guys like these cool nicknames like Red Hawk, who we'll be talking about. Iron Hip, I think was another one. What is it? The Black Spider, I think is what they call it. They give the guys these really cool nicknames. I don't know where they come up with them, but there's none of them are like lame. What was it? Oshima, Little Giant, Little Giant. They called her.
Hey man, when you have the funding to put into something that you love, especially that they just came off that reality show with all like the legend Brazilians as like the coaches in the house with like Shogun, Aldo, Nogueira, and that last Black Combat show, the finale for that reality series, and just some of the title fights, dude. Like I got 100,000 views on my stream on that. Like it was insane. I had like 1,500 people. Now half of them were some of the people who spoke English in my chat were just like, mostly people are just angry that you're not showing the live fight. And I was like, dude, I'll take it. They're still here.
Yeah,
So insanely popular, insanely popular.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely 100% right. It is more. It's got to be more popular than Road FC.
Well, they do more shows,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because there's no TV deal, which is a blessing and a curse for Road, right?
Mhm.
And their TV deal is also their streaming deal on I forget the website on the top of my head, which is great. Like it's free for us. I actually like the quirky Korean commercials. I actually like. I enjoy watching them. Right. I get some. It's like watching a little mini movie every single time. The commentary is amazing. I feel like I know what they're saying, even though I don't know a lick of Korean. But like sometimes, me and my buddy were we're hosting a fight companion, and we both were like intently and quietly listening, and then we both started giggling. We're like, "What the fuck are we doing? We don't even know what they're saying." Like, but yeah, no. Road FC is great for what it is. They just like they have to do more than like 3 shows a year, or else Black Combat is going to continue to take over.
So here's the thing. I never know about a Road FC show until like maybe when you put up a thing that says, well, the upcoming Road FC stream, because I didn't know about the Ji-yeon Yang Kim
Yeah.
fight until you put it up. And I'm like, how did I not even hear about that fight?
It's funny you bring it up because today it just came up because I follow their YouTube channel. And I know like MMA ecosystem, he hasn't been posting on his YouTube channel in a while, but he used to keep us all up to date on like the whole Asian
right.
MMA scene as well. But yeah, it was just like today there was like a teaser for one of the upcoming shows and like no date announced, but like coming soon. And I was like, it's not good enough.
Yeah. I wish I could get people to Black Combat. I don't know like what's the best way to sell it because
It's expensive. I will say $25 USD for like maybe one show every 2-3 months. Because sometimes you just won't get a show and you have to pay $25 for nothing. That's the one thing I love about Deep. That's like, even if they don't do a show 1 month, they'll do 7 the next to make up for it. So it's just like, they'll do 2 in one night, right? So it's like, okay, you get your money's worth. And that's only like 15, I think.
The only like, but even you go farther with Deep. You'll watch those like Deep
They're all
Nagoya
good.
cards.
They're all good. Every single one is good, dude. I swear. And my buddy and I were talking about this the other day. Shout out to Combat Casual, new channel. Go check him out. The Idaho Skatesman, huge J kick guy. But so he was kind of always says that, Ishii, you're just the Japanese MMA stan. Like you'll watch anything, even if it doesn't have superior rule set. And I was like, watch Deep and tell me I'm wrong, right? Don't judge the fights and the promotion by the 1-8 guy versus Uncle 44, 40 fights. Just watch it. And every single time, yeah, it's not the most polished when it comes to the talent, but like they're exciting fights because, I swear half of them are selling freaking like katsu dogs. And then like at the beginning of the show and then right. And then halfway through, put on their shorts, come in, fight, go back to the stand. Right. Like they put on a show, especially in those like tiny halls, like which look like university, cafeterias, which I love. I love everything about it, man. I embrace how like lower level, but how like community based it is when it goes to all those regions.
One of the best things about also Japan is like every arena looks different. Every venue looks different. Like if I told you if all the venues here look and I would say in Canada, UK, they all look the same. You can't tell the difference between the O2 Arena or the Las Vegas MGM Grand Center. They're all lit the same. It's always but no, like you'll get like a darkened hall, like you said there, or if it's a Kurikan, you see
New Pier
Hall. Yeah, one of my favorite arenas is also KBS Hall, which is the one that looks like the church. It's the one that has the glass engravings. But yeah,
the boxing events there, they do a good job of really showcasing it.
Well, something else I was going to. One of the things that I like about Deep, I'm very critical when there's too many fights on a card, but Deep, they could have 30 fights on a card.
3 hours.
They'll get it done in 2 hours. They're cutting off knockout people. They're going to carry you out if you are knocked out. You get your hand raised. You'll give you the medal or the trophy, whatever, and then you go out. And then next one in. I like that. Just keep.
Dude, there was one where the guy was having trouble getting up, and they literally pushing him out of the cage.
Yes. Yeah.
They're like, get the fuck out. We got to get to the next. We got to get to the next.
Listen, 30 fights, man. Saeki ain't paying. Those are being paid by the hour, man.
And I'll say this: every like halfway through the card, 4 a.m. Every time you think, I hate this song, it comes back, and you're like, oh yeah, let's go, baby.
I think that's one of the things my brain can't. I can't say anymore. Is
two versions of the same song, but even my chat when we're watching, we're like, oh man, like you'd think I get sick of the song, but then it like restarts and you're like, oh man, I'm into it again.
You just triggered. Now I'm hearing the corner songs now in my head now. That I think you just oh my god. Yeah, oh my god. Oh.
All right. Well, let's get into the show here, and yeah, what fight do we have to start with here? Your favorite, actually, right? A kickboxing fight?
Oh yes. Well, I'm presuming that they'll be starting with some, in my opinion, trash kickboxing. We got Seiya Inoue from Japan taking on Beom-jun Kang. That's how his name is pronounced. Well, unless it's pronounced Beom, but I don't think it is. I think it's pronounced Beom-jun Kang from Korea. I mean, this is as most regional fight. I'll put it on this card properly. Kang, I think, is another max guy. That'll be a common theme throughout this show. And Inoue is, he's fought in different regional promotions in Japan. Nothing that the average person would even have a inkling of.
It's basically a Korean kickboxer with the Muay Thai style who's kind of tall, kind of lanky, but is slow as hell, versus a J kick guy who's still kind of starting out.
I'll say this though, that Inoue, at least he's done kickboxing tournaments that are one night. He's done that before, so he at least has that experience on his record. He's just
faster too, so I'm going with Inoue because look, it was hard to find a lot of film on him. It was easier to find someone Beom-jun Kang, and I'll say that Kang's just too slow. He might have the size, right? But he's just too slow. He relies on his knees on the entries too much, and I don't think he's gonna. He looks way too Muay Thai.
I think that's also the problem, is that these Muay Thai guys, or these mostly trained Muay Thai guys, are going to be doing just regular. I'm presuming these are just going to be regular kickboxing. So no elbows, no clinching allowed. So that puts them at the disadvantage, and no trips as well. So in a way, this should be an easy fight, an easy win for Inoue.
Yeah, I got him as well. All right, next one.
I guess I don't know what to say about him anymore. It will be a fight, I'll say that. Kota Miura taking on Young-Chol Kwon, who, okay, Rizin definitely dug the bottom of the barrel to find somebody that hopefully Kota could get a win against.
Dude, I there's no amateur footage. His gym's not that good. No offense, maybe they put on some good classes, but there's no notable fighters who've come out of that gym. None who've had long careers, none who've had even above 500 careers. So they found a young MMA trained guy to go pro here so that Kota Miura can get a win. So Kota Miura is gonna win because he has more experience, and if he loses, again, take the records out of the equation, this might be the biggest upset on the card.
I don't know about this Kota Miura thing anymore. I think at one point he was probably one of the guys that Rizin was hedging their bets on. However, clearly that is not working out in his favor so far as well. He's not really. This guy is spending more time taking photos in Thailand and doing funny skits of Buakaw than I foresee any sort of serious, send him 2 to 3 years in Dagestan and forget type training.
Yeah, Buakaw's in his 2-3 years. Let's do a little training in the morning and then drink in the evening type phase of his career right now. He should be. He's a legend.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you still? Do you think that Kota Miura still has some sort of? Other than the social
against
media,
anybody else? No. Against this, who the fuck is that guy? Even the Koreans are asking.
The only thing I can tell you about this guy is that he's an amateur kickboxing champion. This Kwon. That's the only thing That's the only thing that he has to his record. He's 5-3 also.
And Kota Miura does have a submission victory. Again, not against anybody of note, but again, this guy's he's a nobody, right?
If Kota loses this, if I'm Rizin, I'm man, listen, we know you're one of the most popular fighters.
But go win a couple fights somewhere else and then we'll talk.
Go to deep.
Yeah.
Have some things in Muay Thai or, in Thailand.
Dude, he could get favorable matchups in deep. And if he just gets a few wins, it's it doesn't matter because a few wins in deep regardless of the record, gets you back into a Rizin show, right?
I know that people like say, oh, Japan doesn't care about record, but that's only to like. Eventually, people stop caring. It's just how the nature of things is. Like, you know,
if you put on exciting fights, even on the losing end, there's at least some like interest on the other end of the scale. But if you just like are meh and you don't put on good performances, that's when.
If you're getting knocked out in the first round in every fight, it's gonna eventually bite you in the back. You know, that's how people lose interest. People are not attracted to people who lose. People are attracted to winners. It's just how things are. But besides that, Kota Miura should win this. If he does not win, then like, I think I'm just gonna do the Picard. I'm just gonna be like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Secondhand embarrassment for Kota.
All right, last kickboxing fight on the card.
Yeah, this actually will be a good fight. This will, in my opinion, we got Hide Mason Usami, younger brother of Show Patrick, taking on Sang-hye Jo. And I think this one could actually be a good one. I was like, oh, this Joe guy is gonna probably, before I looked up footage, like, oh, he's gonna be like, no, this guy's actually really.
He's actually good. No, he's actually good, and he's gotten so much better. Like I watched like his fights literally like not even intentionally, but like from the beginning. And like I watched the ones in 2019 and 2020 and then the recent ones, and like you see the talent early on, and then it really like started to develop. He now is like put on size, like he's a man now. I would say he doesn't have a lot of power. He's got good technique, and he's not slow, he's not insanely quick, but like he's solid all around. He lands some clean shots that I feel like you should be knocking guys down with, and he's just not. And unless he goes to the body, right? Like he has his last win. It was a nasty knee to the body, a TKO.
Yeah.
But that has to be like picture perfect, right? On the feet, he'll land great hooks and he'll land shots through the middle. But I think Usami will just smile and take those. And he's just so much faster and has way more power, in my opinion. So like whether Usami wins via TKO, knockdown rule, or just due to damage, I just think that's it. He's going to just hit harder.
Did you see that one? Did you see that fight by Joe where he lost that guy by leg kicks?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Joe can win this.
Yeah. He was the Max FC champ, but that was like 2019. Like that was a while ago.
Yeah. I don't know. Being the Max FC champion, is that kind of like being the best ice skater in Jamaica? I don't know.
I was going to say Thailand, but.
Oh, okay.
Potato.
Yeah. I do have to pick Usami though, overall.
Yeah, me too.
He's mostly a Muay Thai guy. He's got that Muay Thai. I think those fights, the Max FC fights, are Muay Thai rules, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like a hybrid, but
okay.
Because I don't think you can throw elbows, but you can clinch and throw the knees in the clinch.
Well, and again, you can't do that in Rizin kickboxing rules.
No.
Which puts him at
this is a Muay Thai based guy against like a K1 style, and K1 is gonna win.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think Usami should win this. I think probably by second round, I think he could probably KO him. That's my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, me too. Dude, he's still relatively young, and he's fought in like all the best kickboxing organizations. Like he's won the Rise World Series, knockout champ. He's fought in El Dorado. Like he hasn't won K1, but because he wasn't. I don't think he was competing in the tournaments. He was just one of like the featured fights, I believe. At the World Max. But yeah, also K1, get your fucking shit together and let us watch your stuff, goddammit. But anyways. Dude, their social media managers messaged me on Twitter, and he's like, dude, we get it. We'll let you know when you can watch. I'm like, I'm still gonna comment on every single one of your posts.
Yeah, K1 is
it's like the meme. I'm like, K1, like, take my money. Like, it's here. Just take it. Like, please, I'll pay for it.
I don't complain about it anymore because they kind of just did it themselves.
It's crazy.
If they really signed a contract for like indefinitely to be that where this organization, this guy can decide then that's that's your problem. That ain't my problem. You got
DAZN was there. They were there.
Yeah, YouTube was there.
YouTube
fight was there.
YouTube is still there, but it is what it is. All right, let's get to more of the meat on the bone here.
Oh yes, first MMA fights. Show Patrick Usami take on Siwon Kim. By the way, as well, is there I like to say that when fighters in Osaka have tattoos and they fight in Osaka, they get +10 strength. Is there something like that for Korean fighters who have tattoos? Because I am oh my god, these guys have like scary tattoos.
Yeah, I feel it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. And you know what's crazy about Kim here is, again, I've watched every single one of his fights, and when he started, he looked like his Tapology profile picture. He kind of looks like a young, kind of like Hiroya, right? That's kind of what he reminded me of. Just, you know, a jacked but like kind of baby-faced, you know, young Korean athlete. Now, dude, went through a little bit of a growth spurt, covered in tattoos, and just a scary fighter. Like 4-1 as a pro right now on a 3-fight win streak. Has he faced good competition? No, but again, like this, I feel like I'm not going to judge fighters on their opponents, especially in Asia, until they hit like 4 or 5 pro fights. Okay, this is his 6th pro fight. Now he's taking a huge step up in competition, and I'm excited for this one, man. I feel, oh man, like we know where Usami's gaps are, right? Like he's a way better striker than he is a grappler. He can hold his own, and he's only like really lost to like good guys, but it's like when he doesn't just focus on keeping the fight on the feet and go like, okay, I'll entertain the clinch, I'll entertain the ground game, he just loses close fights because he just doesn't have the opportunity to do enough damage or get the knockout, right? Siwon Kim is actually pretty well rounded. He's always attacking, like in the clinch he's throwing knees, on the ground he's fighting for mount or back control, and he's actually a pretty strong grappler. Is he quick? Does he have that like fast twitch movement? Not really, but like he'll just kind of like bulldoze his way into a position because he's way taller than he was when he started. This isn't necessarily the best trait, but like he can take a punch. Like I've seen him take like 2 big punches, look at the guy, and just like land a straight shot and knock him down, especially late in fights. So again, hasn't fought the best competition, only really fought in tiny organizations, but he's put on a lot more muscle here, and it feels like he's progressed with each one of his opponents. So I'm actually picking him to win this one, even though Usami has way more experience, even though he is the better striker and probably has more knockout power because we've like seen it. I just don't trust his grappling, and I think Siwon Kim could A, hold him down, and B, just continue to like attack even if Usami like defends enough on the ground. I think he'll just be able to continue to like get into better positions, score points that way, and just land some ground and pound. And if he gets the back of Usami, he might even submit him.
Well, yeah. So that's the question. Will Kim fight this smart and grapple Usami? Because that's really, I think, the only way that he can win.
That's the path to victory. Yeah.
That's the path to victory. But will he do that path to victory? Considering that this guy has I think all but one of his fights have gone to KO for Kim. I think Usami has like kind of a similar thing where his finishes have all come by knockouts, TKO, whatever. But if he's smart, he should look at all the footage of all the fights that he's lost, and there's consistency in how Usami loses. It's because he faces grapplers.
Yeah. Well, he almost beat Igor Kim. He had his back for like the end of the first round. And he like almost got the rear naked choke, but again, he was still like relatively new. So I'm like, again, I'm just banking on him actually like rounding out his grappling game a little bit more, because like the strength is there, which is good. And he's got the tattoos, so like +5 or a point.
+5. Yeah. So you know this,
or as Battlefield League would say in Canada. I don't know if you've seen this league, dude. They have grit percentage on their tail of the tape, and I'm like, how do you freaking measure a fighter's grit percentage enough to put it on the tail of the tape under the betting odds? And they're just like, we have our ways. I'm like, what the hell?
That's funny. Grit percentage. That's hilarious. I'm gonna err on the side that Kim's gonna come to this fight knowing how he has to win. If he goes into a striking battle with Usami, he loses. He's gonna lose. No question. I think Kim though can. I think he can grapple his way to victory. And like you said, I watched him fight some stuff of his stuff. His grappling. He knows Satoshi Souza, but it might be good enough just to beat Kim. I'm sorry, just to beat Usami. So I'm gonna have to also pick Kim on this. I think
because he does damage. That's the thing. It's like he doesn't just settle into a position. He's always doing something, which is good, and that's just gonna score you points if it goes.
I'm also curious to know. So I'm assuming that these MMA fights will be rise and rules as far as
which one thing I'll note, when Koreans are unleashed to the superior rule set, again, like Jay Wolf says, they understand the assignment almost more than some of the Japanese guys who it's like this is just run of the mill, right? Whereas a lot of these Koreans are like, we are stoked. And it's same with like Americans and like Brazilians coming in. They're like, we are excited to throw some stomps. We're excited when the opportunity is there to throw the knee, right? So
yeah.
just keep that in mind.
By the way, as well, just to mention, so a bunch of these guys are recommended from different gyms, different organizations. Kim is from Korean Zombies gym.
Ooh.
So,
you know what? That again, blessing or a curse, because he might just walk forward, like you said, and try to fight. All these guys coming out of TKZ's gym want to be the new TKZ, and like, I swear, sometimes if they have good grappling, they're just like, I'm just gonna just throw down, and if I get knocked out, whatever, the boys will cheer me on.
That's kind of bad. Only Korean Zombie and even eventually near the end of his career, he was no longer. He had no longer had that.
Dude, Soo-cheol Kim is the same thing right now. It's like, stop, dude. Just chill out for like 6 months, please.
So we're gonna be moving on. So the lone women's fight on this card. No, this is not an Otoki Matsuri. This is not a men's festival. Will be Kate Lotus taking on Yuri Shim. Both already familiar to Rizin. We watch Deep Jewels. We know Kate Lotus. I'll say this about Kate Lotus. I was watching her when she first started. I don't know if you remember when she first started. She was fucking terrible. Like, awful. Like, it was like watching a fighter with 2 left feet. She has gotten better over as the years have gone on.
And she's tough. Like, Reina beat her up, and she took it.
Yeah.
She took it.
And that was also a last minute. Wasn't that
Yep. Last minute replacement. She held her own. She got her ass kicked, but still. And yeah, she's gotten better. Like, now it's like, oh, you actually have like some pretty good technique, right? Like, there's some talent there. I just think Yuri Shim's better. I mean, because not only did Yuri Shim like also fight Reina, she almost beat her, coming off a layoff as well.
I know we had that discussion. You know,
That's why I said almost beat her. She looked damn good in that fight, and everyone was saying Reina was gonna roll over her like she did to Kate Lotus. And Yuri Shim looked good. Again, ground game, not the best. Was good enough against Reina, who's more of a wrestler than just like straight like jiu-jitsu girl. Hamasaki, yeah, way better jiu-jitsu player, and was able to quickly snatch that arm on the ground, right? Kate Lotus is no Hamasaki, right? So I think Yuri Shim will be able to scramble out of any ground game. And on the feet, I just think on the outside, Yuri Shim's a way better boxer. She'll be able to jab her up and just faster hands. I think this goes the distance, but I think Yuri Shim does more damage.
The thing is that a lot of the fighters, though, after they fight Kate Lotus, when they ask what her impressions are of her, they always say she's one of the strongest people that I've ever fought. These are people who both win it or have lost against her. Because I don't know if you know, she was a fitness model, bodybuilder before she got into this, and then during the pandemic, she got into MMA. And so I wonder, though, does Shin know what she's getting into with a Kate Lotus? That's the thing. She's going to be like no other opponent that I think she's fought.
I honestly only think Kate Lotus' strength works in the clinch. I think if she gets her to the ground, like, she'll just lay on her and either will get stood up or Yuri Shim will just scramble out of it eventually. But in the clinch, that's where like she could just hold Yuri Shim up there and land elbows or just get the control time.
See, I'm gonna have to err of Kate Lotus win this. I think she's just a little bit more. I think she has a little bit more tools in her game that she can use to beat Yuri Shim, and I think if you watch the Reina fight with Yuri Shim, the Ayaka fight, and some of her road, there is a pattern. There is a way to beat her, just like with Kate Lotus. But I think there's more ways for Kate Lotus to beat Shim than there is for Shim to beat Kate Lotus, in my opinion.
Shim just needs to land one beautiful elbow, cut her up, and the blood will sway the judges, as it always does.
The other thing also, are they going to be using the Japanese refs, or do you think they'll be using the Korean refs?
I think they'll probably have both.
They should. They should do like, you know, how...
I think they might. Haven't they mixed it up in the past when they've gone to other regions?
For Azerbaijan, I think it was only Azerbaijan or...
Maybe for just... Yeah. And then, you know, that one was a small region, and this one's kind of a smaller region, so too. So
keep in mind, though, so JMOC, the Japanese martial arts officiating, whatever, they're not overseeing this. This is all Korea. So I'm guessing they're gonna probably have the Korean refs. So we'll probably see a lot of those similar refs that we see in Road SC, AFC. Actually, no, AFC is Vietnamese, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Road and Black Combat is weird because there's like some... Well, actually, Black Combat is the closest to like Rizin. Road FC is like these weird points, right, in the fight. So Yeah, Road FC, I don't care who wins or loses because you just know it's just going to be a spectacle every time.
The other thing is, hopefully for these fights, and I don't know if you agree with me or not with this, we're seeing a lot of fights where cuts and Rizin are being ended, I think, prematurely. Like, I think the Chihiro-Mikuru fight was ended way too early, especially if they're around. I think it was 2 minutes or a minute in. They could have let that go.
It's happening in Deep too. We were talking about before recording.
Oh, that's Deep. That's Deep. You know, Deep is like this weird hybrid.
Yeah, but they're the same refs.
It is the same refs, but it's also different rules because you got the 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 rounds. But then there's also like weird amateur rules, and then there's some rules.
Everyone's just confused, and the refs are like, I swear, half of them are just like smoking in the corner of the cage. You know,
oh, they absolutely are. There are some, like, you don't know if soccer kicks or grounded offense is allowed until it actually happens. And then if it happens, then there's some ways to disqualify. If you look at a lot of Deep fights in the past, there are a lot of disqualifications because people didn't know the rules.
Now I think they just say whatever.
Yeah. But hopefully, you know, I'm hoping that I'm disappointed that the woman who got fed to Machi didn't get didn't get a spot in this card. I was like, oh, maybe she will, but no, she didn't. She got fucked over bad, being the sacrificial lamb.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe for part 2 and the rest of this preview. For the rest of this card's predictions, jump over to the City Life Project YouTube channel and check out part 2 over there.